Hi there! Welcome back to American Lingo Academy. I'm Luna, and today we're going to learn 10 super useful phrasal verbs that native English speakers use all the time in everyday conversation. I'm going to explain each one really clearly, and I'll give you 2 examples for each so you can see exactly how to use them. Are you ready? Let's get started. Number 1, chew off. This phrasal verb means to remove something by biting it or using your teeth to tear it away from something else. You can use this when talking about animals or even people who bite through something to separate it. For example, imagine you're watching a nature documentary about wild animals. The narrator might say something like, "The beaver used its strong teeth to chew off a piece of wood from the tree trunk. It worked hard all morning until the branch finally fell into the river." Here's another one. Let's say your friend has a bad habit of biting their nails. You might tell them, "You really need to stop trying to chew off your nails like that. It's not good for your fingers, and it doesn't look very nice either." Number 2, chew on. This one has 2 meanings, and both are really common. The first meaning is the literal one, which is to bite something repeatedly without swallowing it right away. The second meaning is more figurative. It means to think about something carefully over time, like you're mentally processing an idea or problem. For example, imagine you're at a meeting and your boss presents a big new idea for a project. At the end of the meeting, she says, "I know this is a lot of information to take in at once. Why don't you all chew on these ideas for a few days and we'll meet again next week to discuss them?" Here's another one. Picture a little kid at a birthday party. He's been chewing on the same piece of gum for over an hour now, and his mom finally tells him, "Okay, sweetie, it's time to throw that out. You've been chewing on it long enough." Number 3, chew out. This is an informal phrasal verb that means to criticize someone angrily or scold them harshly for doing something wrong. When someone gets chewed out, they're getting yelled at or told off pretty seriously. For example, let's say your coworker forgot to send an important email to a client, and because of that mistake, the company lost a big deal. The next day, your coworker comes into the office looking really upset. You ask what happened, and they tell you, "The boss just chewed me out for 20 minutes about that email I forgot to send. I've never seen him so angry before." Here's another one. Imagine a teenager comes home 3 hours past their curfew without calling their parents. When they walk through the door, their dad is waiting in the living room. The teenager later tells their friend, "My dad totally chewed me out last night. He was so mad that I didn't call to let them know where I was. I'm grounded for 2 weeks now." Number 4, chew over. This phrasal verb means to think about something carefully and thoroughly before making a decision. It's very similar to chew on in the figurative sense, but chew over often suggests you're going to come to a conclusion or decision after thinking. For example, you and your partner are thinking about moving to a new city for a job opportunity. You might say to your partner, "This is a huge change for all of us. Let's chew over all the pros and cons this weekend before we give them our answer. We need to think about the kids' schools, our finances, everything." Here's another one. Imagine your friend offers you a chance to invest in their new business, but you're not sure if it's a good idea. You tell your friend, "Thanks for thinking of me. This sounds interesting, but I need some time to chew over the details. Can I give you my answer next week?" Number 5, chew up. This phrasal verb means to damage or destroy something by biting it into small pieces, or more generally, to break something down badly. You can use it literally when talking about eating or animals destroying things. For example, let's say you have a puppy and you leave your favorite shoes near the door. When you come home, you find that the puppy has completely destroyed them. You might say to your family, "Oh no, the puppy chewed up my brand new running shoes. They're completely ruined now. There are holes everywhere and pieces of leather all over the floor." Here's another one. Picture someone trying to use an old paper shredder at the office. They put in a stack of documents, but the machine isn't working properly. A coworker might say, "Be careful with that shredder. It's been acting weird lately, and it tends to chew up the paper into weird shapes instead of nice strips." Now, before we continue, if you're enjoying this lesson and learning something new, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We post fresh, helpful English lessons every single day to help you speak more naturally and confidently. Your support really means the world to me. Okay, let's keep going. Number 6, chicken out. This is a really common informal phrasal verb that means to decide not to do something because you're too scared or nervous, even though you said you would do it. When someone chickens out, they lose their courage at the last minute. For example, imagine a group of friends planning to go skydiving together. Everyone is excited and they all signed up and paid. But on the morning of the jump, one friend calls and says, "I'm so sorry, guys, but I can't do it. I'm too scared." The others might tease him later by saying, "We can't believe you chickened out at the last minute." Here's another one. Let's say you've been wanting to ask someone out on a date for weeks. You see them at a coffee shop and you walk up to them, but then you get nervous and just say hello before walking away. Later, you tell your best friend, "I saw them today and I was going to ask them out, but I totally chickened out." Number 7, chill out. This is a super casual phrasal verb with two main uses. The first meaning is to relax and calm down, especially when someone is stressed, angry, or worried. The second meaning is just to hang out and spend time relaxing, usually doing nothing important. For example, imagine your roommate is really stressed about an exam tomorrow. They're pacing around the apartment, looking at their notes frantically, and starting to panic. You might say to them, "Hey, you need to chill out for a bit. You've been studying for hours. Take a break, watch some TV, and relax." Here's another one. It's Friday evening and your friend texts you asking what your plans are for the weekend. You reply, "I don't have anything special planned. I'm just going to chill out at home, maybe watch some movies and order pizza. Do you want to come over?" Number 8, chime in. This phrasal verb means to add your opinion or comments to a conversation that other people are already having. It's usually used when you want to contribute something to a discussion or offer your thoughts on what others are talking about. For example, you're at a family dinner and your parents are talking about the best place to go on vacation next summer. They're discussing beaches versus mountains. You've been listening quietly, but then you decide to share your idea. You might say, "Can I chime in here? I actually think we should consider going to a national park." Here's another one. Imagine you're in a work meeting where two coworkers are debating the best approach for a new project. You have experience with something similar, so your manager looks at you and says, "Sarah, you worked on something like this last year. Do you want to chime in with your thoughts?" Number 9, chip away at. This phrasal verb means to gradually reduce something or make progress on something by working on it little by little over time. It suggests steady, persistent effort rather than doing everything at once. For example, let's say you graduated from college with $30,000 in student loans. That's a lot of money and it feels overwhelming. But you make a plan to pay a little bit each month. After a year, your friend asks how your loans are going and you say, "It's slow, but I'm chipping away at my debt. I've paid off about $5,000 so far." Here's another one. Imagine you're learning to play the guitar and you find it really difficult at first. Your fingers hurt and you can't play many songs yet, but you practice a little bit every day. After a few months, someone asks you how it's going. You tell them, "It's been challenging, but I'm chipping away at it. I can play 3 full songs now." Number 10, chip in. This final phrasal verb means to contribute money or help towards something, usually as part of a group. When several people chip in, they each give a little bit to make something happen together. For example, it's your coworker's birthday, and your team wants to buy them a nice gift. One person suggests getting an expensive coffee maker that costs $150. That's too much for one person. So someone says, "Why don't we all chip in? If 10 of us each give $15, we can afford it." Here's another one. You're helping your friend move to a new apartment this weekend. It's a lot of work and they're feeling overwhelmed. Other friends hear about the move and send messages saying, "Hey, I can chip in on Saturday morning. I'll bring my truck and help load furniture." All right, everyone. Those are your 10 phrasal verbs for today. I hope these explanations and examples helped you understand how to use them in real conversations. Try to practice using these when you're speaking or writing in English. The more you use them, the more natural they'll feel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep practicing and don't give up.